Hello and welcome to the Nonprofit Exchange. I'm C. Richard Gilchrist, your host, and today we have a special guest, Mothers Against Senseless Killing. Miss LaShawn Turner is our guest, and welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. Mothers Against Senseless Killing. How did you come up with that one name? And again, what was the circumstances in which that started?
Well, the name came from a good friend of mine that said that when I lost my son back in December of 2017, December the 12th, he said that you should advocate, and it was confirmation because I was already in the midst of wanting to advocate due to his death to gun violence. So he gave me the name, and I asked him, was it okay to use it? And I've been using it ever since.
Well, that's great. Well, unfortunately about your son, because I lost my son also about 5 to 10 years ago. In fact, I tried not to remember that whole incident, but I remember it from the standpoint it was my son and through another young lady that we had met and was involved. But tell us about this nonprofit organization that you started, Mothers Against Senseless Killing. What made you start an organization like that?
Okay, as I mentioned, I've always advocated in the community for other nonprofits, but the reason for me starting this organization, Mothers Against Senseless Killing and Movement, is to uplift, families, the loss, the families that have been affected, and not forget about those families as well when someone is murdered due to senseless violence. So I started the nonprofit in honor of my son, Shaquille T. Turner, and that's how it all happened.
Well, when you get to start a nonprofit organization, that's what this show is all about. It's about people starting nonprofits. So how did you go about starting your nonprofit?
It was a lot of hard work and tears. I had a lot of outpouring of people that were friends of his and family members that was like, what can we do for you? We started out in my home on the couch. We have meetings twice a week, we put together like certain things. Of course, I was the executor, executing like the plans of things that go into motion.
So, did you actually have to write down the goals and objectives of the organization?
Absolutely. We had to write down the goals, the mission statement, the purpose, and who is going to be on the board. It takes a lot of work and dedication.
It does. And that's the reason why we started this show, because we really wanted to encourage people to kind of start their own organization, but understand that it takes some work. It takes some effort to do that. So, did people give you actual donations towards this event?
We did a lot of fundraising because we have like what we use the youth because we want to involve the youth to give them a sense of pride. And when we did our fundraisers, we included them in it. We did have donations, but a lot of it came from a lot of walking, hard work, car washes, selling the t-shirts, that I gave you. We had basketball tournaments, all of that, just to put money back in, because when you're a nonprofit, it's definitely nonprofit, so you have to work hard.
So working hard like that, did that give you more emphasis on getting involved in this activity, or did it lessen your interest in it?
It gave me more, because I will tell you there was a lot of sleepless nights and hard working days and sitting in the sun and meeting with people.
Right.
Yeah, telling them about us and what we're trying to do. So
now tell the audience here that's listening now how to get in touch with you, first of all. And then tell them what are some of the activities that you actually do to continue this organization.
All right. Well, you can reach HR.Mask at HR.Mask, that's M-A-S-K, like kite, at Facebook.com, or hrmask.org if you would like for me to speak and come out. I do a lot of speaking. We also we just did like a gala where we gave away 3 scholarships
Okay.
to 3 different students. And matter of fact, one of the students is going to Norfolk State his first year.
Excellent. All right.
But we ask that you make donations because what we do is we outreach when families have been affected.
Okay.
We do have links on the webpage on how to donate to us. I can give an example of when one family was affected and they didn't have money to bury their daughter. We make phone calls. We were making phone calls to cemeteries. We provided obituaries, casket sprays, food for the repast to help others. And when things like that happen, they want to talk to families like us. So the mothers are open, and the fathers are open, and the sisters are open as well, and the brothers. So
That's awesome. I really think that this is an awesome organization because I think that a lot of people don't realize how much grief and how much help people need at the time that is going on. Even though they don't think they need help,
Absolutely.
they need the help. And I think what you're doing is just awesome. So now, talk about some of those activities again, because I think that what people don't recognize is what they can do. In other words, helping people with the burial situation, helping
Yes.
people with the repast,
yes.
helping people with raising the funds. I'm sure you need some way to raise funds to keep this kind of thing going.
Yes. So basically, I am a 501c3, but we have to, get the grant writing coming through. So we're going to need help with that. But in the meantime, what we do is, like I said, we have the car washes. So we
Okay.
involve the youth. We sell the T-shirts. If you go to the website.
Yes, that's all right.
So if you want to be involved as a volunteer and you can offer any services, because I am new at all of this, we ask that you reach out to us. When we actually did the scholarship fundraiser,
Right.
it was off of selling our T-shirts.
Okay.
They are $13,
All right.
and we take that $13 and we put it towards 3 $500 scholarships. That's where we're at right now. We hope
Okay.
that it grows in the future.
Okay.
We take that money and put it back to honor the students that have to send like a video in, because this is something that's going to be ongoing
Okay.
the following year, to say how violence has affected you in the community.
Okay.
And once you state how it's affected you, we decide from there who we're going to pick and what would you do to change it. So that's how these students were awarded the scholarship.
Oh, you have to.
So it's a video.
You have to tell me about the 3 videos that won.
Yes,
Tell
I
me
would
about-
love for you
yes.
to see them.
Yes, I'm definitely going to see them. But go ahead and tell me about what
Well,
was just a highlight of what was one.
Each person had lost someone due
Okay.
to, being a gunshot victim, or
Okay.
someone had died, or they knew someone.
Okay.
So they basically, one is going to Morgan State,
Okay.
one was going to VCU,
Okay.
and one here, Rondell Proctor at Norfolk State.
Okay.
So basically, they talked about how it affected them, and how it hit them right at home at their doorstep,
Right.
and how they could make changes as far as if they were going to do it, because one of them were going to be a social worker.
Okay.
And she stated how she would come out and do community events and bring the people out, talk to the people to see why they're going through these problems, why are we having so many gunshot victims and deaths. So she would try to get the community involved. So
Okay.
things of that nature.
We should bring her on right now. Let her start that now while she's in
Yes,
school.
while she's in school.
Right.
If she could do it like for her internship, that would be awesome.
Right.
Things of that nature.
Well, before
then-
we go on to the next one, have you thought about doing something like that? Having some forums where people can come out and start talking about
Yes, I'm
what
sorry.
they-
I apologize. So I've been collaborating with the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office outreach and engagement team with Miss Marlene Bright. We have been trying to come together to see if we could do like workshops right there in Military Circle Mall, where you'll have like the police there and somebody like me with the parents. And part of what I do is too, because a lot of people don't know when someone loses their loved one and they don't have insurance, I connect them with the liaisons for the Victim Witness Fund.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Not here in Virginia, but I was familiar with it in Pennsylvania where I came
Okay.
from. So tell us a little bit about that part of it.
So they offer counseling if people need to move, or let's just say, the person is murdered. Like my son was affected,
Right.
but he had insurance. But if he didn't have insurance and you're innocent,
Okay.
there is a burial fund. It's a process that you go through, but it's
Okay.
like $5,000 that they pay for the funeral expenses.
Okay.
So you have to find like the right funeral home that will wait and know about the funds, so
Okay.
that this person is, because a lot of people are laying up on tables.
Right.
And another thing we talk about is insurance is very important. It's
Right.
something that we don't keep and
Right.
have.
Right.
And it's very important that we get that. So those are things that I talk about as
Okay.
well too.
Okay.
We don't need to wait till like the last minute and you don't have the money to bury your loved one.
Okay.
So that's part of the resources that we provide too.
So when the Commonwealth Attorney and you have worked on setting up these workshops, when are these workshops going to be potentially done?
I apologize. Well, she has to, because it's the outreach and engagement team, the collaboration team,
Right.
not the Commonwealth's attorney himself,
Right.
but his team that goes out into the communities and do a lot that's involved. They basically,
Right.
haven't came up with a decision. They put it out to their boss.
Okay.
But that's one of the things that we would like to do. I've sat at roundtable meetings with like Norfolk Trauma Unit,
Okay.
2 roundtable meetings where they're trying to do some things in the community to try to figure out, how can they stop this gun violence,
Right.
because they keep seeing repeat offenders. Everybody's sitting down talking,
Right.
but they haven't came up with the proper solutions on how we're going to do it. So
Okay.
we say when and what's next.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Now, Newport News, I did go over there because I was invited to 2 of their discussions.
Okay.
They actually have started implementing it.
Okay.
So I was able to go to their second roundtable meeting, and the police officer invited us out after the meeting to go to a community to hand out, door knock and hand out flyers to let them know that they were there, who they were, and what they provide. And the people were actually happy to see that.
Correct.
So each city needs to get involved.
Yes.
So
And I think that you need to work with each city to get them involved too.
and I'm trying. So that's another thing. I travel, so I go to different places and see what we can do to, as a community as a whole. We need to get back to our communities. Is things that I speak about.
So look at the 5 cities that you're involved right here. You got Chesapeake, you got Virginia Beach. Have you reached out, or have they reached out to you for all the 5 on this side?
Not all 5 cities. I've worked with Norfolk,
Okay.
and Virginia Beach. I haven't, because I feel like public safety is an issue everywhere in
Right.
all the cities.
Right.
No one has reached out to me in Virginia Beach yet, or Suffolk,
Okay.
or Chesapeake. But if you look on the news, there's
Right.
deaths all over in Portsmouth as well.
Right.
I mean, I have spoken Portsmouth because
Okay.
there's other people like me that do certain things are part of it, stop the violence and things of that nature.
Right.
But they haven't reached out to say, well, what are we going to do, or how can we resolve these issues? Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Well, I just think that you should reach out, but I also think some of the board members that you got on your board of directors should reach out too, because that's what
Right.
board members ought to do. They ought
Absolutely.
to make sure. So, how many board members do you have?
We have 5,
Okay.
but it's been a learning process. Because what people don't realize is when you delegate yourself to take these, positions,
Right.
The government is involved in knowing what you do and who's doing what, whether it's the secretary, whether it's the vice or the chair.
Yes.
It's a very important role, and it is explained. But like I said, I'm new to it, so we will have to revamp some things for this second round,
Okay.
because a lot of people, I don't think they really got the understanding of, I think volunteering is one thing,
Right.
but being on the board is a whole different level.
Yes, ma'am.
But people don't understand that. And we actually, in meetings, how you type out what each person is delegated to do.
Right.
And said, do you understand that?
Right.
It still kind of didn't work that way. So
Okay.
I learned, this first round because I'm
Okay.
new at it.
Yes.
But I'm thankful. So,
Well, there's 2 organizations I want to recommend to you on air so that others can recommend too. The Nonprofit Startup Center, they teach board members how to function on a board.
Okay.
And also the the Center for Nonprofit Excellence.
Mm-hmm.
They are part of helping also.
Okay.
And so between the two organizations, they will help nonprofits actually get started
Okay.
and be taught how to deal with their different roles.
Yes. So where
So
are they located?
both of them are located. One's located in Norfolk itself, and the other, the nonprofit startup center, is located in Norfolk itself, and the other one is located in Virginia Beach, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But both of them you look up and you can have that, but also you can know that your board members can actually see that too, because that's what the Nonprofit Exchange radio show is all about.
Gotcha.
It's about resources to help nonprofits go on and become excellent in what they're doing to help the community.
Well, I
So
appreciate
I will
that.
pass those two on to you after the show also, but I really want you to recognize the fact that there's help out there
Yes.
for nonprofits to go on to doing whatever they need to do in order to accomplish their mission.
Yes.
I mean, because the real deal right now is like, look at the future.
Absolutely.
Look and see in the next 5 years, what do you want to see MAD do?
Okay, I want to see mass go from state to state. I want us to grow. Like I'm pushing against certain laws. I would like to, I'm not a lobbyist, but I would like to go to DC and have certain laws amended and gun laws changed. And if we do it in numbers and we have different localities of it, then I feel like it can grow and it can make a difference. I'm not saying we're going to end every crime or every gunshot that happens, but I feel like we can make a difference because we also want to mentor to the youth and really keep them involved and find out what is actually going on in their head,
Yes.
So that's what I would like to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, if you looked at that 10 years from now, because this is where people who really want to make sure that you stay afloat.
Absolutely.
10 years from now, what would you say would have been accomplished? That you have 5 cities functioning, that you have, half the country functioning.
Right.
Where do you see in 10 years what you think this is go? And maybe you can't answer it now, but it's like that future plan is very important. And then how much would it cost you to continue to make this happen? Because when you start asking people for donations, somebody's going to ask, well, what are my donations going to?
Yes.
And then 2, what are my donations going to do to help you in the future?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have a future plan, it tends to help people donate to you. In other words, do you need a building to do what you're doing? Do you need certain type of equipment to do what you're doing? How many volunteers do you absolutely need to do what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
If you answer those questions over the next couple of months, and then as people approach you, you could say, okay, I need 20 volunteers.
Yes.
Here's the 20 volunteers. Here's what they're going to be doing. I need, $10,000 because this is what we're going to be using this $10,000 for.
Yes.
And I think that more people will help because you have a plan towards what it is that you're doing. And as you become a nonprofit organization, this is the kind of organizational design that needs to be put in place so that when people do come and say they want to help, you've got a plan to help them. Or if you don't have a plan, then ask for people to come help you design that plan.
Yes.
Because you can get future people who, that's their whole job. Their whole job is to plan things out.
Yes.
Get a volunteer to help you plan. And that volunteer will help you do whatever it is going to take to set up your vision of the next 5 years. So I really applaud you. I know that it's a strain to have to talk about your son every time somebody wants to do that.
Yes.
And I've tried to say to myself, that's a strain, but it's not a strain as much as it is to get help for
Absolutely.
people who really want to get involved and try to help you do what you're going to do.
Yes.
So we've got a few more minutes left, so I really want you to talk about you now for a minute. Who are you and what are your goals in life?
Okay, I am a mother, a grandmother, A college student.
A college
I'm a
student.
former Spartan.
All
Behold, working on my bachelor's degree in business healthcare management. I'll be starting that region in October. I am an entrepreneur. I am also the executor of HR.Mask, and I also have a subsidiary called SCAR that I started 3 years ago.
What is SCAR?
It is before the Me Too's. It's scared, control, abused, and rob. It's about molestation. So I'm going to be working on that as well soon. It's something that when my son that got murdered, when he was living, he helped direct the video on YouTube.
Okay.
So you can also look at that site at SCAR Global 757.
Okay.
But my mission is bigger than me.
Yes.
And I just kind of am very transparent, and I do it as I go, but I love to get the right people on board that can help me and guide me. But my vision is to have masks all over the United States. That's what I want.
There you
and
go.
back in my where I'm originally from, because that's part of our areas of impact, which is the Eastern Shore of Virginia.
Okay.
So that's who I am right now. I'm trying to get through my life. I am a functioning PTSD, panic attack, depression, all of the above. But I did seek therapy, so I will tell anyone that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I go through every day, every single day.
One step at a time.
Absolutely, one step at a time, and that's all we could do.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, I think that the audience would appreciate what you've said to them today.
Mm-hmm.
Again, how many volunteers do you need right now? If somebody asked you, how many volunteers do you need right this moment?
Right now, I always like even numbers because I could use 20.
Okay.
Because, they're needed. Like the last thing we did, the volunteers that, we had, it wasn't enough. So I was running around like crazy, and I was already told, the executor is not supposed to be doing this stuff. So like I said, it's been a learning process.
Right.
So we do need help. We need your input. We need people that are professional. We need people that aren't in the profession to relate to people that have been through these horrible things. So that's what I'm looking for.
So 20 volunteers is what she needs, and right now, where would they call?
You can call at 757-807-5244 or visit our website at HR.Mask. HR.Mask, and that's MASK at Facebook.com or HRMask.org.
We're going to repeat that. So volunteers, what you need, how much money you need right now, what's it taking in terms of dollars and cents for you to do what you're doing.
Yes.
To put on a fundraiser, to how many T-shirts do you need to sell?
I need to sell like 500 T-shirts actually.
500 T-shirts. Now, when do you want to get them all sold? By Christmas?
Yes, my goal would be by Christmas.
All right. By Christmas, she wants to sell 500 T-shirts
T-shirts
at $13 a piece.
Absolutely. Now, I did want to say that larger sizes from 4X or 2XL to 5X are going to be $15. So they're a little more.
Right.
So
$15 and $13 is what she's trying to sell. Her T-shirts at 500 of them. Mm-hmm. And I know that the audience will help you do that because that's an important. They all want to be able to show people that we need to stop senseless killing.
Absolutely, any type.
And so I think any type of senseless killing needs to be stopped. So I think that's a reasonable goal for people to help you get done. If you got the T-shirts sold and the 20 volunteers between now and Christmas, what activities will you be putting on that will allow the audience to be able to participate?
So some of the things that I do, I not only just advocate for senseless killing, I care about people that are homeless.
Okay.
So I actually had the opportunity to go out and do the parking lot ministry, but there are people that are sleeping out in parking lots, out in Chesapeake, at Walmart, that don't have food, they don't have resources. I mean, yeah, some may be there because they have other illnesses, but you go out, just a little bit of food and a smile on the face, I want to get out and give out some more food from Mass, not just to do it on that Saturday when I
Okay.
go out to assist.
All right.
And I don't know if you're aware, we gave out backpacks to children
Okay.
back in July, and a lot of the funding now, I would like to see the scholarship grow.
Right.
$500, it helps, as a college student,
Yes.
with something. But if we can make the scholarships bigger for next year to honor 3 students or maybe a couple of more students, I would love to see that.
That's excellent. So now we've got a few minutes left, and people are going to be trying to reach you. So where they calling to?
They're calling to my number
Okay.
at 757-807-5244.
One more time.
757-807-5244. You can text and you can email me too.
All right. And the website or the Facebook page?
It is HR.Mask. That's M-A-S-K. I always say the K because
Right.
people, my voice, at Facebook.com or HR.Mask.org.
So you've been listening to the Nonprofit Exchange, and our guest has been Miss LaShonda Turner, who runs an organization that you really need to be involved in, and that is Mothers Against Senseless Killing, Hampton Roads Mothers Against Senseless Killing, and movement.
Yes.
And the movement part we didn't touch on, but I'm sure that everybody gets it, that if Martin Luther King had a movement, then senseless killing definitely needs a movement. So we appreciate your coming in, being today, and you have one more comment that you want to make. Go ahead.
Yes, because I was nervous. I forgot. Please, when you go to my page, I have a petition on there.
Okay.
I need people to sign that petition. It's the Intentional Acts petition.
Okay.
It basically states it's a law that I'm trying to have changed in honor of my son because it was
Alright.
one of the laws that affected him. And if you go out here today in your automobile and decide to run someone over with a car and kill them, the law states that your insurance company does not have to pay. I'm fighting against that because I feel it's unjust.
Okay.
But check out the website and sign that petition for me too.
All right. Again, that petition is at what website?
HR.mask@facebook.com.
You've been listening to the Nonprofit Exchange, and I'm your host, C. Richard Gilchrist. Listen in to next week's show. We have some awesome nonprofit organizations in this Hampton Roads area, and we want you, the listening audience, to know about every nonprofit organization in the 757 area. Thank you for listening.